Hello, I'm that James guy, and I think you'll agree that that was a horrible sound coming from the exhaust pipe of my 2013 BMW 328i xDrive. This problem first happened about 5 years ago with this car, and the problem is with the little exhaust flapper valve on one of the exhaust pipes at the back. So what this is it's a small little exhaust valve that closes only when the car is stone cold, and it creates this back pressure in the exhaust system to help warm it up quicker, let the catalytic converter do its job a little bit quicker. So it's an emission device. And what can happen is this little clippy thing that looks like that, it breaks. And then the valve's allowed to just kind of rattle around in there, making the absolute tragic sound that you just heard. Now at the time, 5 years ago, I took a little Ikea wrench, you know, the little wrenchy things that you put beds together that come in the Ikea packages with all the bits. And I cut this little wrench and it fit perfectly inside the valve. And it's been good ever since. I put this little wrenchy piece in there that kind of held the actuator to the valve, and I put a zip tie around it. The zip tie is long gone, but somehow this little piece has stayed in there and it's worked perfect. So the other day, I made an order for parts, my last video when I fixed my trunk lid button, and I decided, you know what, let's see if FCP Euro has this clippy thing. And what do you know? They did. So even though my tailpipe exhaust valve actuator is working perfectly fine right now, it is being held together by a 5-year-old Ikea wrench, and I'm going to replace it with the proper part. So first of all, let's get under there and I will show you what it looks like and how that little piece of Ikea wrench has been doing. I think it's just a ball of rust actually holding it all together. So here we go. Okay, here you can see here's the actuator itself. This little bit here is the little shaft coming out of it. That little bit's the shaft. You can see how I can actually wiggle it. And if you can hear the little noise there, it's probably not a good thing. Anyway, this rust ball here is the old Ikea wrench, which is kind of funny. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then we'll put this flappy thing back in. But first, I'll show you what this sounds like now. Here you can actually see what this flap kind of looks like in the exhaust pipe. You can see it there. Open, closed. It defaults to open, and you can actually tune this out. So if you really are the kind of person who wants to make a lot of noise with your car, you know, on startup, that's not me, but you can use like a flash tune and flash that thing out so it's just always open and doesn't really matter. But this wouldn't fix that. Like flashing it, it would still rattle because it's just loose without that connector in there. So let's try and get that little clippy connector in there and we'll make sure it works. So this is not going in. The angles of them, this one on this side is more turned this way. It's not lining up. And I think they do that because there's always supposed to be some tension on there, on the clip, instead of it being able to rattle around. There's always supposed to be like lots of tension on the valve. So I'm gonna do something crazy and I'm gonna start the car up now. Hopefully this is all cool enough that this valve will actuate, and maybe when it goes and turns this way, it'll just pop into place, you know, like maybe it'll just pop into place. Let's try it. Did that work? Oh my word, that worked. Holy cow. I crapped around with this for like 20 minutes. Look at that. So now you're gonna see this thing warm up and that thing gonna flip back. There we go. It is in. Oh my goodness. Fail. Okay, so in case you missed it there, I messed around with that for a long time. It wouldn't work. Anyway, what I ended up doing is I engaged it into the exhaust valve side, and in the actuator side, it was just kind of resting on it, knowing that it would turn this way and line up and then try and open the valve. I thought that clip was just gonna like fly away, maybe hit my camera and break it or something fun. But no, it actually worked. It clipped in and you saw it. Maybe I should put it in slow motion right here. Kind of fun. funny that it actually worked. Anyway, I hope you found this useful or just mildly entertaining. Please like the video, hit the subscribe button, it does help me out a lot. And I will see you next time.